At the tip of North Idaho is a resort that's growing consistently and getting more and more popular. That resort is Schweitzer. I've spent the majority of my life skiing there. I've probably skied there over 1,000 times. I'm going to do a review that consists of directions, the mountain stats, the general mountain area. I'm also going to talk about some of the runs to hit on, say, a foggy day, a good tree run or two. After that, I'm going to do a rating from 1 to 10 of the skiing, the après ski, and the beauty of the area. Let's get started. The easiest way to get to Schweitzer is to fly into Spokane, Washington. Once you arrive at Spokane, Washington, you'll drive into Coeur d'Alene going down I-90. Once you get to Coeur d'Alene, you'll head north up I-95. You'll see Sandpoint. Then you'll head up to the Schweitzer Ski Resort. It's about a 2-hour drive altogether. As you come around the out of bounds area of Schweitzer, you can see Lake Pend Oreille in the distance, also the Cabinet Mountains. The area you see on the mountain here, you can go cat skiing, you can go skinning. As we come around a little further and we start to look north towards Canada, you can see the Selkirk mountain range, which Schweitzer is a part of. As we come around a little further, you see the South Bowl. This is where the front side of the resort is, and that's the Schweitzer village there. As we come around a little further, you get to the back side of the resort. It has the six-pack that's famous in the area, and also the North Bowl. You can get some great steep and intermediate skiing in that area. Let's talk about the stats for a little bit. The terrain is 10% beginner, 40% intermediate, 35% advanced, 15% expert. The longest run is 2 miles. The vertical drop is 2,400 feet. The top elevation is 6,400 feet. The average snowfall is 300 inches. The lifts include 1 high-speed 6-pack, 5 high-speed quads, 2 triple chairlifts, 1 T-bar, and 1 conveyor lift. The total uphill capacity is 15,900 riders per hour. The resort doesn't have very many lines and there's a lot of skiing. It's a really good time. On the front side, you have a lot of chairs to choose from. You usually start on the Creekside Express, which is a new chair. Work your way to the Great Escape Quad. You also have the Sunnyside chair, which is an old-fashioned 2-person chair. Basin Express, and the Lakeview Triple. My favorite go-to run on the front side is just to come between Pend Oreille and Sundance and work my way through all those trees. You can vary it different ways. It doesn't get skied out very much because most people jump onto other spots. Another place everybody will tell you to go is JR Trees. You can run that out, and what's good about Schweitzer is there's a lot of tree skiing, and what's bad about Schweitzer is there's a lot of fog. The trick to the fog is to get in the trees, and that's what's good about both those runs I suggested. I think the most popular runs at Schweitzer for good skiers is to come up the Lakeview Triple and hit all these chutes. I personally like to hit skiers right of K-Max. Again, it's in the trees and you work your way down, and it's a go-to run. There's always soft snow in there. Those are the 3 main runs that I hit on the front side. I think another great run is to come over on skiers left of Stiles and work your way down through that and hit some of the trees in there. The backside has a lot of great options. I think most people end up spending the majority of their time on the backside. You have Stella, which is the 6-pack, also the Colburn Triple, which is a newer chair, and the Cedar Park Express, as well as the Idle Hour T-bar. My favorite run to hit when I'm coming to the backside is Misfortune. All the runs on that face don't get skied out because they're hard to get to. After that, I like to come up and work my way over to Siberia. Most people go skiers right on Siberia. If you push yourself to go skiers left, less people go over there, and you'll get some sweet powder runs. If you can, come over and hit a Little Blue Ridge run. It's a pretty run. It's the longest run on the mountain. It's the 2-mile run. I tell all intermediate skiers to get back and get on Stella. You can loop that out. Those are good long runs with a nice pitch. and even Revenge and No Joke. Those are black diamonds, but they're not too intense. If you want to push yourself, get on Gladiator. There's fun ways to get around in the trees there. I always enjoy the tree runs at Schweitzer, and that's generally what I recommend. One of the things that's nice about the backside is the Outback Inn. It's been there forever. It's known for baked potatoes. It has a cool little fire outside most of the time that you can go hang out around and have some good conversation. They recently built the Rowdy Grouse Yurt. It's a fun place to get drinks. They have hot dogs in there. The backside is just fun. You just kind of feel like you're off the beaten path a little bit, and I really recommend it. Again, if you're an intermediate skier, you want to get on the backside. It's great back there. Talking about the area on Schweitzer, there's another good place besides the backside that's newly built and has gorgeous views. That's the Sky House. It has a restaurant, a bar, and a cafeteria. It's definitely become the most popular and social place on the mountain. Go up there, hang out, take advantage of the views. It's a great little spot. The village at Schweitzer has grown up nicely the last 15 to 20 years. The newest place is the Humbird. Within the Humbird is the Crow's Bench. It's a beautiful spot. It really brings in Schweitzer into the new age. They spent a lot of money on it. It makes you want to have a glass of wine when you went in there. You can get a nice bite to eat, have a nice gas fireplace. It's a very pretty area, and I really think it signals the new decades to come for Schweitzer. Then you have the Lakeview Lodge, you have Cabinet Mountain Coffee, the Lakeview Cafe, Sam's Alley Pizza, and Taps Bar. Taps Bar is kind of the main gathering place. After you go skiing, there's usually a band in there from about 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. It's a good time if you hit it right. After that, you have the Selkirk Lodge. It has the Chimney Rock Grill, which has your standard ski resort food, burgers and things like that. And one of my personal favorite places to start the day is the Mojo Coyote. You can get a good cup of coffee or a breakfast burrito in there. Next is the White Pine Lodge. And this place gets overlooked a lot, but Gourmandy does a great job. If you want something semi-healthy, and it used to be well known for getting wine in there, but it has a wine bar, you can get beers from all over the world, I'd recommend Gourmandy. And everybody's favorite place on the mountain, because it's essentially privately owned, is Poochie's Pub. It's a place that you'll find bartenders that have character. You can get nachos. Their nachos are amazing, and I'd even say famous. But I'd really recommend Poochie's Pub. It's the only place that stays open a little later. You might be able to go in there till midnight. Schweitzer has more of a family vibe, but that's probably the one place in the village that gets a little bit rowdy and has some character to it. And in the Lazier Center, essentially the basement, you have Powder Hound Pizza, which is great mountain ski resort style pizza. One of the coolest places on the mountain that you can forget about is called St. Bernard's. And that's privately owned. It's what they call in the pit down in the valley. But they'll have bands in there. They have really good food. I know the person that opened it. She used to own a soup place, and they have great beers, a lot of IPAs. But if you want a little nightlife for adults, most of the time on the weekend, they'll have some fun stuff to do in there. So make sure you look up the St. Bernard. It's the place I'd recommend the most. That place and Poochie's is where the fun is to be had. Main lodging at Schweitzer is the Humbird, the Selkirk Lodge, and the White Pine Lodge. Humbird's the newest. Selkirk Lodge has been there the longest. The White Pine Lodge is very nice. They have hot tubs and a heated pool, and it's going to be ski in, ski out, so I'd recommend that all day. There's Airbnbs all over the mountain. One of the things that's going to make Schweitzer grow like crazy is the amount of real estate there is to buy, and anybody can build a house. Then you can always stay in Sandpoint, which I'm not going to go into depth on, but I've lived there. There's about 10,000 people that live in the area. There's two places I'd mention. It is Eichhardt's, because it's been there forever, has a cool vibe and taps hanging from the ceiling and some pretty good food. The other place I like in town is the Pie Hut. You can get a frozen pot pie, grab one of those instead of pizza, bring it up to the mountain and have that for dinner one night for something different. But Sandpoint's a lot of fun. There's a lot of places to hang out. And if you want to save a little money, stay in Sandpoint, but that can get very busy and fill up fast as well. Now the review portion. The skiing at Schweitzer is awesome. There's some negatives. It gets a lot of fog, I think partly because of its low elevation, but it gets a consistent 300 inches of snow a year. And there's awesome tree skiing. So to get around the fog, learn some of the tree runs. Get into JR trees. Go hit K-Max. Hit some of the chutes. That's your key to getting around the fog. And also the snow seems to stay a little softer in there. I'd say the skiing's a 9 out of 10. Next you have the après-ski. The après-ski is interesting because Schweitzer's grown so much the last few years, it's changed a lot. It used to be a place that everybody could afford. You'd have an eclectic group of ski bums, but it's got more and more expensive, which has changed the entire vibe up there. You have a lot of people that have come in and bought a third home. It's still a ton of fun, but I don't think it's ever been known as a wild resort with great nightlife. But it's a great family resort and there's plenty of places to hang out. Again, if you want something that feels a little different, go to St. Bernard's or Pucci's, where you have the resort ran restaurants and they do the best they can. The après-ski is the one place that maybe it's lacking. It could be a little more fun. They could put a little more effort into it, but you still have a great village and there's plenty to do. So I'd give the après-ski an 8 out of 10. And talking about the beauty of the area, it's marked by Lake Pend Oreille. If you get a clear day and you look at that lake, your breath is going to be taken away and you will be in awe. There's also great mountain views of the Selkirk Mountains and the Cabinet Mountains. The views don't get much better. The views and the beauty are a 9 out of 10. I feel like I should have gone more in depth on this resort considering I know so much about it. I'm passionate about the place. If you have any questions, just ask me. I'll tell you where you should hang out, or if you like to ski a certain run or where the best views are. Just let me know. And if you happen to subscribe, that'd be great. I'd like to get to 500 subscribers because I can add chapters and make it a little easier for people to watch these videos. I appreciate you watching this video. Again, let me know if you have any questions. I'll get back to you right away. Thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.